Munchkins and viewers alike, it's me Munchie and welcome to an introduction video today at my rescue Munchie's Place for Homeless Pets. Today's introduction is not a hamster that comes through me, so you're not going to be seeing any videos about this hamster because this hamster went directly into a foster home at our rescue. So for those of you who are confused, hi, I rescue hamsters, gerbils, and mice. I run my own small mammal rescue here in Washington State. For those of you who are not aware, yes, we do have volunteers. We have other people at the rescue who are volunteering their time, energy, supplies, resources to take care of these animals under our name. So this specific animal, you will be seeing photos and hearing about her story and what went on because it is a story I need to talk about. I've had several hamsters in my lifetime just come from neglectful ads or neglectful situations, and I have to talk about them because if we don't bring awareness to them, then they're just going to be overshadowed. Like, it's good to get that animal's voice heard because it can't do it itself. We have to be their voice, and I like to be their voice for them. And so my volunteer and I have made this video possible for you guys today, and I hope you enjoy. Today's story begins with Lovely Lucy. Now, Lovely Lucy you might have seen because I did a Craigslist ad about her situation because she was in a runabout critter trail and I showcased her ad. And at that time of editing the video, we had confirmed a pickup for her because at first we didn't think she was in such a dire need, but then I kept getting shown the ad over and over and over again by multiple volunteers. Surprisingly enough, more than one of my volunteers was like, hey, have you seen this hamster? I feel like we should go get this hamster. So I think fate told me, yes, we should confirm a pickup and tried to get this hamster. And thankfully the owner still had the hamster and was able to negotiate down a price because originally this person wanted $40 for the hamster and a broken cage because in the ad, this is what it said. Female dwarf hamster, food included, water bottle, bedding included, running ball included, cage included, might have to buy a new one, broke at the top and had to tape it shut. So in the ad itself, the owner was even suggesting you have to buy a new cage, but wanted you to pay them $40 for it. Thankfully, we did negotiate a price down and it just felt like not a great situation. You see there's a DJ, a Sunfire coloration, hamster Jungarian. For those of you who don't understand what a DJ is, now you know. DJ is short for Jungarian. This is a winter white hybrid. They have smaller bodies. Their head is more inso with their body have shorter necks, and they look much different from their Russian Campbell's dwarf hamster counterparts. So yes, this is a confirmed DJ hamster. I know Petco really likes pushing out this coloration. I have never seen it being sold at a PetSmart. PetSmart does the pearl winter whites. They don't do the Sunfire coloration. That's just kind of Petco's thing, and I don't know how long they've been doing that for. All I know is I can easily identify where they purchased this animal from. So when we got this hamster did not come with a water bottle, and this hamster was 28 grams. Winter whites are usually an average around 40 to 60 grams, with the average being in the middle of that. And this hamster, you might wonder, well, is this hamster fully grown or is this hamster a baby still? This hamster definitely was not a baby. It looks like an adult DJ hamster. And the 28 grams really concerned me because when my volunteer was showing me photos of her body, her sides looked a little bit sunken in, like she had had weight previously, or that maybe she was a little bit dehydrated, and I wanted to ask, I'm like, hey, was there a water bottle in there? And my volunteer told me no, it did not come with a water bottle, even though the ad stated water bottle included, and you saw in the photo there was a water bottle. We thought at first that maybe they just took it out and forgot to put it back in there and give it to us, but knowing that there was no water bottle, we had to assume that the hamster was not looking so good because of possibly being malnourished and not getting enough water. Because as you know, seed mixes, they are hard, they don't have any moisture in them. And let me show you the bag that the hamster came with here because it is Katie, I believe this is the Fiesta just from the looks of it, and it is a huge bag right here. You see this? And the hamster somehow was very thin. DJ hamsters are supposed to be round and she was just a thin little stick, which is very alarming. And you might wonder, well, how has she been since then? She went from 28 up to 33 within just, I want to say, a couple days, which is incredible to go from 20 to 33 in a couple days. That really shows you something. But then hearing that she went from 28 to 40 and still growing. Wow. So yes, she was malnourished. She was malnourished either because they forgot to feed her, they forgot to water her, which when I say that, that does sound like we are talking about flowers here. But lovely little Lucy here was definitely downright neglected. And the next thing that I tell you guys confirms with us that this past owner really did not give two shits about her. And that makes me absolutely sad because we think what might have happened was this was maybe her child's hamster and she never wanted it because of her attitude when meeting. But this is what the volunteer of ours told us. They were supposed to meet at a specific time, they had scheduled it and everything, and this person was 30 minutes late. And she thought that she got stood up because this person wasn't communicating, wasn't responding, didn't show up on time. And then finally, when the owner did show up, she just pushed off the hamster as quickly onto our volunteers as possible, did not really speak or say anything. And my volunteer had to ask her for the hamster's name, which we did not keep because I didn't really like it and thought, hey, let's pick another name for this poor hamster. The owner just quickly was surprised and shocked we even asked that, said a name, got in the car and left. And you could tell right away it was not a good interaction. And the next thing that makes it even worse and dangerous to this hamster's health is what was inside of this hamster's enclosure, which I thought was a hide at first, and it turns out no. This is a dangerous thing to have inside of a hamster's enclosure. First, let's just start with the basics. You know, it's a bottle cap. Plastic bottle cap. There was no sort of chews inside the enclosure. At first, I thought I saw a yellow chew toy, but when my volunteer got the enclosure, all there was a toilet paper roll, which that is just one possible chew thing and had nothing else to chew on. No, there was a bottle cap in there. You don't want your hamster chewing on this type of plastic. You don't want hamsters really chewing on plastic in general because it is bad for them. They can break their teeth if they try chewing too hard or they're stressed. It's just why? This is garbage. This is absolute garbage. Having garbage in your hamster's enclosure is not okay. But the worst thing, which I should have talked about this a long time ago, and unfortunately I didn't. I have hamsters that have since passed or since been adopted out, which stories I probably should have told you because they were so severe and was very neglectful. And I posted about this on Instagram, so you're welcome to check out the story of Yona. If you remember Yona, if you heard about Yona and her tragic story, she had a pill bottle inside her enclosure. And guess what we find here, ladies and gentlemen? We find a pill bottle inside the enclosure. This was the only technical hide besides the sky hide in the Z runabout enclosure, which I will share with you guys here in a second in person because I have the cage because I'm going to be reviewing it later. But you want to know why this is so dangerous? It's because of the residue from the pills that were previously in this bottle. It's not good, no matter what, using something like this. That's why when pharmacies give you these prescription bottles, they say, okay, safely come back with your prescription and your bottles too, and we can either refill it or we can discard it because sometimes people just don't use all of their pills and so they just sit around in here. No, the residue of pills can be absolutely dangerous to the health of your animal. This right here is laziness and neglectfulness. There is no excuse. I give people a fair chance. There's been times when people have not been educated, like the hamster we're gonna be picking up here on Saturday. I went over and talked to the owners and let them know that, hey, I'm so glad you guys are surrendering to us, but your care unfortunately is not really suitable, but I want you to be aware of it because if you're not aware, then you're not aware. And they were totally okay with taking in the information. It was like, wow, we really learned a lot from you. I'm kind of sad now that we have to get rid of this poor animal, but thank you so much and thank you for creating a safe area. A lot of owners just have been educated poorly, and they even said Petco was where they got their information from, and that's what the Petco employees told them at the time. And I can share share with you guys that story later. But this person just simply did not give two shits about this hamster, had a poor attitude, was late to the meetup, did not communicate very well, did not seem to care from the attitude given. It's a horrible, neglectful situation. There is no excuse for this. So I'm glad the hamster is in our care and she's being well taken care of. But the positive outcome of this is that our volunteer, her husband, really started to fall in love with lovely little Lucy here. And so they are thinking once she's done in quarantine and everything checks out, they would like to place an application in to adopt her. So that is wonderful news. She might already have a place to go to. And out of this horrible situation where she was malnourished, underweight, possibly dehydrated for God knows how long, because you know, pictures could be taken weeks in advance, months in advance. People reuse photos of their hamsters when they were at the beginning of the year and they're now rehoming them at the end of the year. It has happened. You just don't know when that picture was taken, but we do have the items. And of course, there's one item here that I will be throwing out. They came with an exercise ball, a purple one, which I really love the color purple, but yeah, no, we won't be using that. That will be recycled. And here is the cage, which I had to clean out because it was kind of disgusting. This is the cage that came in, the roundabout. The top is broken here. So that is what they meant by you might have to buy a new cage, because that top is broken. And they did have some Care Fresh bedding in here, which that is a good form of bedding. But other than that, the care is absolutely crap. And the cage, the wires were bent so poorly, I had to bend them back in order for this to all fit. But yeah, no, I did a pretty good job cleaning it up. But this is not a suitable enclosure. It's under the 450 square inch minimum for hamsters because they are foragers. They travel a lot at night. That's why a wheel is needed 24/7 in their enclosure. But this is a neglectful situation I'm glad Lucy is now out of. So thank you guys so much for watching today's intake story video. If you feel for Lucy and would like to leave a comment down below, please do. If you liked today's video, hit like. And if you're new here and would like to become a part of our Munchkin family here, please subscribe. And I will see you around in the future videos. Bye-bye!